The night shift at Earth's Deep Space Monitoring Station was usually quiet. Most operators spent their time watching endless streams of data, looking for anything unusual among the stars. Tonight was different. Jack Wilson was about to finish his shift when his computer started beeping. At first, he thought it was just another piece of space debris, but the signal pattern made him sit up straight in his chair. The waves were too regular, too structured to be natural. "Hey Bill, come take a look at this," Jack called to his supervisor. Bill Miller walked over, coffee cup in hand, his gray hair messy from a long night of work. The signal grew stronger. It wasn't just random noise. It was a message, repeating over and over. The computer struggled to decode it, but after a few minutes, the translation appeared on their screen. "Emergency. Fleet stranded. Life support failing. Please help. Coordinates attached." Bill spilled his coffee. "Get the director on the line. Now." Within an hour, Director Mary Roberts arrived at the station. The small control room was now packed with scientists and analysts, all staring at their screens in disbelief. The signal was coming from the edge of the Kuiper Belt, far beyond Neptune's orbit. "Show me everything," Mary ordered, her voice calm but her eyes wide with excitement. The team displayed their findings on the main screen. The signal wasn't coming from one location. It was coming from hundreds of points, all clustered together. Telescope images revealed something that made everyone in the room gasp. A fleet of massive ships, each one bigger than anything humans had ever built. "There are people on those ships," Jack said, pointing to the life support readings. "Thousands. No, hundreds of thousands of them." Mary picked up the secure phone. "Get me the president. This isn't a drill." As dawn broke over the monitoring station, the world's leaders were already in emergency meetings. The alien fleet had sent more detailed messages. They were refugees, fleeing from a dying star system. Their advanced propulsion systems had failed, leaving them stranded in the cold darkness of the outer solar system. 3 months. That's all the time they had before their life support systems would fail completely. 3 months to figure out how to help an alien civilization with technology far beyond human understanding. The news spread across Earth like wildfire. Television stations interrupted their regular programs. Social media exploded with discussions. People gathered in streets and parks, looking up at the sky even though the alien fleet was too far away to see. In the White House Situation Room, military leaders and scientists debated the risks. Some warned it could be a trap. Others argued that humanity had a moral obligation to help. "We can't just let them die out there," argued Dr. Robert Thompson, NASA's chief engineer. "Think about it. Hundreds of thousands of lives. Men, women, children, all waiting in the dark, hoping someone will answer their call." The president stood at the window, looking at the crowd gathered outside. Regular people holding signs that read, "Help them, and we can do this." "What resources would we need?" she asked. Dr. Thompson spread out his papers. "Everything we've got. Every space-worthy vessel. Every rocket. Every bit of fuel. And we'd need to start immediately." The president turned to face the room. The morning sun cast long shadows across the floor as she spoke. "Throughout human history, we faced moments that defined us. Moments that showed who we really are." She paused, looking at each person in the room. "This is one of those moments. We didn't become the dominant species on Earth by abandoning those in need. We got here by working together, by solving problems, by helping each other." She walked to the center of the room. "Send a message to the fleet. Tell them help is coming. And get me a direct line to every major nation on Earth. It's time to show the universe what humanity can do." As the sun rose higher in the sky, Earth began to move. The greatest rescue mission in human history was about to begin, and nothing would ever be the same again. Commander Tom Richards had trained for space missions his entire career, but nothing could have prepared him for this. He stood at the window of the rescue ship Hope 1, watching as they approached the massive alien fleet. The vessels were beautiful, like silvery teardrops floating in space, but their lights were dim and many sections appeared dark. 5 minutes to contact range, reported Mike, the pilot. His hands were steady on the controls, but sweat rolled down his forehead. The rescue ship was simple compared to the alien vessels, just a converted cargo ship fitted with extra life support and emergency supplies. But it was the best Earth could send on such short notice. All systems check, Anna said from her station. She was the team's engineer, chosen for her ability to solve problems with whatever tools were at hand. Though I still can't make sense of half the readings we're getting from their ships. The radio crackled. A clear voice spoke in oddly accented English. Earth vessel, this is Ambassador Val of the Stellar Fleet. Welcome, and thank you for coming. Tom took a deep breath. Ambassador Val, this is Commander Richards. We're here to help. Request permission to dock. Granted, the voice replied. Though I must warn you, our docking systems were designed for more advanced vessels. Anna smiled. Good thing we brought magnetic clamps and a good old-fashioned airlock then. The docking took 30 minutes. They had to do it manually, using the magnetic clamps to secure themselves to the alien ship's hull. It wasn't elegant, but it worked. Tom led his team through the airlock. The alien ship's corridor was dimly lit, with strange patterns that seemed to flow along the walls. The air was breathable, just as their scans had shown. Ambassador Val waited for them. The alien was tall and slender, with smooth silver-blue skin and large eyes that seemed to shimmer. Welcome aboard, Val said, bowing slightly. Though I wish our meeting came under better circumstances. Tom noticed how tired the ambassador looked. Tell us what happened. The more we know, the better we can help. They followed Val to a large room filled with holographic displays. Most were dark or flickering. Our civilization achieved great things, Val explained. We built ships that could fold space, devices that could reshape matter. But 3 months ago, something went wrong. The ambassador waved a hand, and the displays showed their fleet's journey. We were fleeing our dying sun, carrying as many of our people as we could. Then our quantum cores failed. All of them, across every ship. Our best minds still don't know why. How many people are we talking about? Anna asked, already taking notes. 300,000, Val replied. Families, children, our brightest scholars and artists. The ambassador's voice grew heavy. Without our quantum cores, we have no way to power our engines, our food processors, or our life support systems. The backup systems are failing one by one. Tom looked at the readings Anna had collected. Your power systems are incredibly advanced, but also incredibly complex. One tiny problem can cascade through the whole system. Yes, Val admitted. Our technology requires perfect conditions to work. We never thought. The ambassador paused. We never thought we would need anything else. Anna stepped forward. Sometimes simpler is better. Our fusion drives aren't as fancy as quantum cores, but they work. They're reliable. We can adapt them to power your life support systems. Val's eyes widened. But your technology is so basic. Basic doesn't mean bad, Tom said. A hammer is basic, but it still works. And right now, what you need isn't advanced technology. You need something that works. The ambassador was quiet for a moment, looking at the humans in their simple space suits with their basic tools. Our pride has cost us dearly, Val finally said. We thought ourselves masters of the universe, but here we are, being saved by a species that hasn't even colonized its own solar system. That's the thing about space, Tom replied with a smile. It has a way of humbling everyone. Now, let's see what we can do to get your people to safety. As they began their work, more rescue ships appeared in the distance, bright dots against the black of space. Earth had mobilized every vessel it could, determined to save these strangers from the stars. The greatest challenge still lay ahead, but the first step had been taken. Humans and aliens, working together, would find a way. Captain Lisa Baker stood on the bridge of the converted cargo ship Atlas, watching as hundreds of Earth vessels moved into position around the alien fleet. The sight was incredible. Everything from oil tankers turned rescue ships to hastily upgraded space stations, all working together. "Rescue fleet reporting ready," her communications officer, Dan, announced. "All ships have their modified fusion drives in place." Lisa nodded. They had spent 2 weeks preparing for this moment. Every ship was carrying parts of Earth's primitive fusion engines, modified to power the alien vessels. It wasn't elegant, but according to their tests, it would work. "Begin Operation Safe Harbor," she ordered. "All ships move to your assigned positions." The rescue fleet split into groups, each targeting different sections of the alien fleet. The plan was simple but ambitious. Attach Earth's fusion drives to the alien ships, power up their life support systems, and slowly guide them back to Earth orbit. On the main alien vessel, Ambassador Val watched the operation through a viewing window. "Your people work quickly," the ambassador said to Tom Richards, who had stayed aboard as Earth's representative. "We have to," Tom replied. "Your backup systems are failing faster than expected." A warning light flashed on one of the few working alien displays. Another life support system had shut down, this time on a ship carrying mostly children. Lisa's voice came through the radio. "Team 7, redirect to ship 219. Priority rescue needed." Through the window, they watched as 3 Earth vessels broke formation, rushing toward the struggling alien ship. Their crews had trained for this. They knew every second counted. "Atlas to all ships," Lisa broadcast. "Remember your training. Work fast, but work smart. We got 300,000 lives counting on us." Inside the alien vessel carrying the children, Engineer Anna led the emergency response team. The air was getting thin, and the temperature was dropping. Young aliens huddled together, their silver-blue skin pale with fear. "Keep them calm," Anna ordered as her team unloaded the fusion drive components. "We've got 20 minutes to get power restored." Her team worked with practiced speed, connecting Earth's technology to the alien systems. It wasn't a perfect fit. They had to use handmade adapters and manually coded converter units, but piece by piece, they'd brought the systems online. "Power levels rising," one of her team reported. "Life support is stabilizing." A cheer went up from both humans and aliens as the ship's lights brightened and warm air began flowing again. One small alien child approached Anna, touching her spacesuit with curious fingers. "Thank you," the child said in carefully practiced English. Back on the Atlas, Lisa coordinated the larger rescue effort. "First wave of ships shows green across the board," Dan reported. "Fusion drives are maintaining stable power output." The alien ships, once dead in space, were starting to move. Earth's outdated technology was giving them new life. It wasn't as fast as their original quantum drives, but it was working. "Your fusion drives are remarkable," Ambassador Val said, watching the data. "So simple, yet so reliable. We had forgotten that sometimes the best solution is not the most advanced one." Tom smiled. "Sometimes you need a flashlight more than you need a laser." The operation continued around the clock. Earth ships moved from vessel to vessel, installing fusion drives, repairing life support systems, and preparing the fleet for its long journey to Earth orbit. It would take weeks to move all the ships, but they had proven it could be done. As the first group of alien vessels began their slow journey toward Earth, Lisa made an entry in her log. "Day 15 of Operation Safe Harbor. Today we proved that humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology. It's our determination to help others, our ability to find solutions with whatever tools we have, and our unwillingness to give up when lives are at stake. The aliens may have ships that can fold space, but we have something just as valuable: the spirit to face any challenge and the heart to help those in need." She looked out at the fleet, now glowing with power from Earth's fusion drives. The greatest rescue mission in human history was well underway, and it was working better than anyone had dared to hope. "Urgent alert from Earth Observatory." Dan's voice cut through the quiet hum of Atlas's bridge. Massive solar flare detected. Impact in 45 minutes. Captain Lisa Baker's heart skipped a beat. Solar flares were dangerous enough for normal space operations, but with hundreds of damaged alien ships depending on makeshift power systems, this could be devastating. "Get me Commander Richards," she ordered, already pulling up emergency protocols on her screen, "and notify all rescue ships." Tom Richards responded immediately from the main alien vessel. "We have a problem," he said, his voice tense. "The aliens' shielding systems are completely down. Their hulls won't protect them from this level of radiation." Ambassador Val stood beside Tom, looking more worried than ever. "Our quantum technology was designed to deflect such events, but without proper power." "Then we do it our way," Lisa interrupted. She opened a channel to all ships. "This is Captain Baker. We have a Class X solar flare incoming. All rescue ships, implement Operation Umbrella." This is not a drill. The rescue fleet burst into action. Earth ships had been practicing this emergency procedure, hoping they'd never need it. Now it was their only option. "How can your vessels possibly protect us?" Val asked, watching the human ships move into new formations. "They're so much smaller than ours." Tom smiled. "Size isn't everything, Ambassador. Watch and learn." Each rescue ship carried large rolls of simple but effective radiation shielding, thick layers of aluminum, polyethylene, and other materials that had protected human spacecraft for generations. Now these ships moved to strategic positions around the alien fleet. "Begin shield deployment," Lisa commanded. The rescue ships released their shielding materials, using small thrusters to spread them out like giant umbrellas. The simple sheets of layered material began to form a protective barrier around clusters of alien ships. 15 minutes to flare impact," Dan announced. Anna's voice came over the radio from one of the alien ships where she was still working. "Captain, we can boost the effectiveness of our shields. The alien ship's outer hulls are made of a material that can amplify our shielding's effects, if we can run a low-power current through them." "Do it," Lisa ordered. "All engineers, coordinate with Anna's team." Human and alien engineers worked together, running power from the fusion drives through the alien hulls. The massive ships began to glow slightly, their advanced materials working in harmony with Earth's simple but sturdy shielding. 5 minutes to impact. Lisa watched her displays as the last shields locked into place. They had protected every ship they could, but would it be enough? "All hands, braced for radiation wave," she announced. "Rescue ships, maintain shield positions." The solar flare hit like a hammer of light. Radiation alarms blared throughout the fleet. Everyone held their breath, watching their instruments. "Shields holding," Dan reported. "Radiation levels within acceptable limits." Through the windows, they could see the combined human-alien shielding glowing as it deflected the worst of the solar storm. Some systems sparked and failed, but the critical components, life support, basic power, and hull integrity, remained functional. "By the stars," Ambassador Val whispered. "Your simple materials, combined with our hull technology. It created a better shield than either of us could have made alone." As the solar storm passed, the rescue fleet began damage assessment. Some ships had taken hits, but there were no casualties. Earth's outdated protection methods, combined with alien materials, had saved hundreds of thousands of lives. "All ships report in," Lisa ordered. One by one, the rescue ships confirmed their status. The alien vessels, protected by their makeshift shields, were all intact. The evacuation could continue. "I don't understand," Val said to Tom. "Your technology is so basic. Those shields were just sheets of metal and plastic. How did you know it would work?" "Sometimes the best solutions are the simple ones," Tom replied. "Humanity learned that lesson a long time ago. We keep what works, no matter how basic it seems." Lisa made another entry in her log. Day 18 of Operation Safe Harbor. Today proved why humanity never stopped using simple, reliable technology, even as we reached for the stars. When the solar flare hit, It wasn't advanced quantum shields that saved lives. It was basic materials and human ingenuity. The aliens are starting to understand that progress isn't always about making things more complex. Sometimes it's about remembering what works and not being too proud to use it. 2 days after the solar flare, the rescue operation had settled into a steady rhythm. In the common area of the main alien vessel, something unexpected was happening. Humans and aliens were learning from each other. Engineer Anna sat with a group of alien scientists, spreading out simple paper drawings on a table. Around them, both species gathered, some sitting, others standing, all curious. "So you see," Anna explained, pointing to her sketch, "your quantum drives are amazing, but they're like a house of cards. One tiny problem brings everything down. Our fusion drives are more like building blocks. If one part breaks, the others keep working." The alien scientist, lead researcher Rel, nodded slowly. "We became so focused on advancement that we forgot about reliability." Rel picked up one of Anna's pencils, studying it. "Like this writing tool. So simple, yet it needs no power, never fails, and leaves a mark that lasts for years." Across the room, Commander Tom Richards watched as Ambassador Val tried something from Earth for the first time, a cup of coffee. "This is interesting," Val said, large eyes widening at the taste. "A simple drink made from crushed beans and hot water, yet it has such complex flavors." Tom smiled. "Sometimes the best things are simple, like that game over there." He pointed to where several human crew members were teaching young aliens how to play chess. The alien children were fascinated by the wooden pieces and the simple but deep rules of the game. "Your species is full of surprises," Val noted. "You have computers that could run this game, yet you choose to play with carved pieces of wood." "There's something special about holding the actual pieces," Tom explained. "Not everything needs to be digital or quantum-powered to be valuable." In another section of the ship, Captain Lisa Baker was learning about alien culture from their historians. They showed her holographic images of their home world, telling stories of their civilization's rise and the hard decisions they faced when their son began to die. "We thought we had solved everything with technology," one historian said. "But we never developed the kind of adaptability your species has. When problems arose, we tried to solve them by making things more advanced, not more reliable." Lisa looked at the images of their beautiful but abandoned cities. "Technology is a tool," she said, "but it's not the only tool. Humans learn to use everything available to us, from sticks and stones to quantum physics." Throughout the ship, similar exchanges were happening. Alien engineers marveled at the simple elegance of human tools. Human doctors learned about alien biology while sharing their own medical knowledge. Both species found they had much to teach each other. In the ship's observation deck, Anna worked with Rel on improving the connection between Earth's fusion drives and alien power systems. They had found that combining both technologies created something better than either could achieve alone. "Look at this," Rel said excitedly, pointing to a display. "Your simple power transfer methods, when combined with our quantum field stabilizers, are 40% more efficient than either system alone." Anna nodded. "It's like the solar flare shields. We're better together than apart." As the day shifted to night, they kept Earth time for simplicity. Tom found Ambassador Val looking out at the stars. "What are you thinking about?" he asked. "I'm thinking that meeting your species might be the best thing that ever happened to us," Val replied. "Not just because you're saving our lives, but because you're teaching us to think differently, to remember that newer isn't always better." Tom watched as another group of rescue ships moved into position around a damaged alien vessel. "And you're teaching us that it's okay to reach for the stars, as long as we keep our feet on the ground." In her quarters, Lisa made her daily log entry, Day 21 of Operation Safe Harbor. "The rescue mission has become something more. We're not just saving lives now. We're building bridges between two civilizations. The aliens are learning the value of simplicity and reliability, while we're learning to dream bigger. Together, We're creating something new, a future that combines the best of both our worlds. Outside her window, Earth ships and alien vessels moved together through space, two different species united by the simple desire to help each other and learn from each other. Emergency! Emergency! The alarm blared through the rescue fleet. Multiple system failures detected on civilian transport ships. Captain Lisa Baker jumped to her station on the Atlas, quickly scanning the incoming data. 3 alien ships, each carrying thousands of refugees, were experiencing cascading system failures. The makeshift power systems were failing faster than expected. "Get me status reports, now," she ordered. Dan's fingers flew across his console, ships 47, 52, and 61 showing critical power loss. Life support failing. Hull integrity compromised. They're carrying. He paused, his face going pale. 8,000 people each. Commander Tom Richards' voice crackled over the radio from the main alien vessel. "We see it. Ambassador Val says those ships have the oldest backup systems. They're failing all at once. We need to evacuate them," Lisa decided. "All nearby rescue ships prepare for emergency transport." But Ambassador Val's voice cut in. "Captain, there isn't time. Even with all available rescue ships, we could only evacuate half the people before life support fails completely." The bridge fell silent. 24,000 lives hung in the balance. Then Anna's voice came through. "Captain, I have an idea. It's risky, but it might work." "Talk to me," Lisa ordered. "The fusion drives we installed. We can modify them to run at double power. It might stabilize the ship's systems long enough to reach Earth orbit." "Might?" Tom asked. "The drives could burn out," Anna admitted. "And someone would need to manually adjust them every few minutes to prevent overload. It would mean going inside those failing ships." Lisa stood up. "How many engineers would you need?" 3 teams, 1 for each ship." "I'll go," Tom volunteered immediately. "No," Lisa cut in. "I need you coordinating from the main vessel. I'll lead Team 1. Anna, you take Team 2. And we need one more." "I will go," a new voice said. Everyone was surprised to see Rel, the alien scientist, step forward. "I have learned much about your fusion technology. I can help." They moved fast. Within minutes, 3 teams were suiting up. Lisa looked at her engineers, a mix of humans and aliens who had volunteered for the dangerous mission. "Listen up," she said. "These suits are tough, but those ships are falling apart. Stay alert, work fast, and watch each other's backs." The teams launched toward the failing ships. Inside her target vessel, Lisa found chaos. The air was thin, emergency lights flashed, and scared refugees huddled in groups. "Life support at 20% and falling," her suit computer reported. Her team reached the fusion drive control room. The makeshift setup of Earth technology connected to alien systems looked more dangerous than ever. "Beginning power modification," Lisa announced, her hands moving across the controls. The fusion drive growled, glowing brighter than it was ever meant to. "Drive temperature critical," the computer warned. "Hang on," Lisa muttered, making careful adjustments. "Just hang on." Across the radio, she heard similar efforts from Anna and Rel's teams. All 3 ships shuddered as their drives pushed beyond safe limits. "Hull breach on Deck 7. Someone shouted. "Seal it," Lisa ordered, not taking her eyes off the drive controls. "Reroute power to emergency force fields." For 3 hours, they fought to keep the ship stable. Engineers ran from problem to problem, sealing leaks, reinforcing power connections, and manually adjusting the overworked fusion drives every few minutes. Finally, Anna's voice came through. "My ship's systems are stabilizing." "Same here," Rel reported. Lisa checked her readings. The desperate gamble had worked. The modified fusion drives were holding, giving the failing ships enough power to maintain life support and hull integrity. Later, back on the Atlas, Lisa helped treat the minor injuries her team had suffered. Tom called from the main vessel. "You did it," he said simply. 24,000 people are alive because you didn't give up." Lisa watched through the window as the damaged ships limped along, surrounded by protective rescue vessels. "We all did it," she corrected. "Humans and aliens working together." In her log that night, she wrote, "Day 25 of Operation Safe Harbor. Today we faced our biggest crisis yet. We could have lost thousands of lives. But in that moment of danger, something remarkable happened. Humans and aliens risked their lives together, trusting each other completely. Sometimes the greatest achievements don't come from advanced technology or careful planning, but from simple courage and the willingness to help others, no matter the cost." Earth grew larger in the viewing windows as the combined fleet approached orbit. After 30 days of constant work, countless challenges, and moments of both crisis and triumph, Operation Safe Harbor was entering its final phase. Captain Lisa Baker stood on the Atlas's bridge, watching as the last group of alien ships moved into their designated positions. Each massive vessel now carried a mix of human and alien crew members, working together to maintain the fusion drives that had brought them this far. "Final ship entering position," Dan reported from his station. "All vessels stable and maintaining orbit." Ambassador Val's voice came through on the main channel, broadcasting to all ships. "To think, 1 month ago, we were stranded and dying in the outer solar system. Now we look upon your blue world, saved by a species we had thought primitive. We were wrong about so many things." The rescue fleet had changed during their journey. Earth ships and alien vessels were no longer separate groups but worked as one fleet. Human technology had been combined with alien systems in ways nobody had imagined possible. Both species had learned from each other. On the main alien vessel, Commander Tom Richards watched Earth's nations preparing for their new visitors. Cities had built special areas to house the refugees. Scientists had created welcome centers where both species could meet safely. The world had united to help these strangers from the stars. "What will your people do now?" Tom asked Val, as they looked at Earth together. The ambassador smiled, an expression Val had learned from the humans. "We've made a decision. Our original plan was to continue our journey, to find a new star system. But after everything that's happened," Val paused, "we would like to stay, if your world will have us." The news spread quickly through the fleet. The aliens, who had mastered quantum physics but forgotten the value of simple solutions, wanted to make Earth their new home. In the engine room of one of the refugee ships, Anna and Rel were already discussing the future. Their latest project lay on the table between them. Designs for a new type of drive that combined Earth's reliable fusion technology with alien quantum systems. "Imagine the possibilities," Rel said excitedly. "Your practical engineering with our theoretical knowledge. We could reach the stars together." Anna nodded, looking at their drawings. "Not just reach them. We could help other civilizations too. There must be more people out there who need help." Back on the Atlas, Lisa received the official message from Earth's united governments. The aliens were welcome to stay. Humanity would share their world with these new friends from the stars. "Attention all ships," Lisa broadcast. "Begin final descent procedures. Let's bring everyone home." One by one, the massive alien ships moved into their landing positions, each accompanied by human rescue vessels. They had practiced this, but it was still amazing to watch the huge ships slowly descending through the atmosphere. On the ground, crowds gathered to watch. Children pointed at the sky as the alien vessels, glowing with the light of Earth fusion drives, came down like silver clouds. The first ship touched down in a specially prepared area outside New York. As its doors opened, humans and aliens walked out together. There was no fear, no hesitation. They had worked side by side for a month in space, learning to trust and respect each other. Ambassador Val and Commander Tom were among the first to step onto Earth's soil. They looked back at their fleet. The alien ships with their elegant designs, the human vessels with their practical construction, all having worked together to achieve something remarkable. "You know," Tom said, "when we first got your distress signal, some people worried this might be a trap." Val looked surprised. "And yet you came to help us anyway." "That's what humans do," Tom replied. "We help first and worry later." Lisa made her final log entry as captain of the rescue mission. Day 30 of Operation Safe Harbor. Final entry. Today marks not just the end of a rescue mission, but the beginning of something greater. Two civilizations, each with their own strengths and weaknesses, have learned to work together. The aliens brought their advanced science, we brought our practical solutions, and together we've created something better than either of us had before. As I watch humans and aliens walking together on Earth's surface, I realize that sometimes the greatest discoveries don't come from exploring space, but from reaching out to help others in need. This isn't the end of our story, it's just the beginning. Above them, the combined fleet orbited Earth, a symbol of what was possible when two species chose to share their strengths and help each other. The greatest rescue mission in human history had become humanity's greatest first contact, opening a new chapter in the story of both species.